Hello, so I'm going to be bringing Dark Dungeons Chimps up for a little bit of a whirl, and I'm going to be trying an interesting strategy that I think could work out pretty good, which is Moab Domination and the Elite Defender. And of course, I'm not going to be using Arctic Knights because those are just too easy. They make this map completely free. So some Dark Dungeons without Arctic Knights. I don't know the last time I've done this, but it can definitely be a little bit of a challenge. This map is pretty difficult and it has some annoying early games, so I'm going to be getting through that pretty simply here. I'll just be going for the Juggernauts on each side with the Psy early, using that funky trick where I skip out on the first upgrade on the other dart so I can get the hero one round earlier, and then I can go into the the jungle of the druid of the jungle, jungle of the jungle, or druid of the druid, whatever it may be. So we'll get that running, and then I can go straight into my spike pulse. So we'll have the spike pulse, the juggernauts, and the early game is pretty easy. From there, because I'm going into this elite defender, I should be able to just have that guy for a 203. Unfortunately, I don't really have a time to get discounts in this run, so it will be a discountless run. ISAB will be very sad on that one, but that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Then I will also be bringing in Condor. I have not used Condor in a long time. I think there's just been too many overpowered towers and bugs going around, and I haven't really been playing a lot of like super hardcore quad, so Condor just hasn't gotten much use out of it, but it can be used kind of to make the map into a single lane map for the late game, which is really powerful. So we're going to be using that and just having a merry-go-round of BFBs at the bottom. So this strategy should work out pretty well because the Elite Defender should be able to get a pretty good mid-game going into the Moab Domination fairly comfortably. You could get it like early 81s, and then Psy will be able to make this combination work really well without having to get much support in the late game. And then Elite Defender should do a good amount of damage to around 100 that the Moab Domination should be able to clear. So in theory, it should work very well. However, I quickly realized that this map isn't really the nicest to this combination. The Elite Defender doesn't really have much room to work with, and it's going to find shortcomings pretty quickly in the mid game, and it's kind of evident that the Condor is really going to have to be doing a lot of pushy work. And on top of that, I end up just not being able to get through and getting the Moab Domination early, and I'll have to delay it very late actually. Although with the help of Condor and Psy in a way, and then the Elite Defender, I am able to beat rounds like 87, which makes it so that even though it is very scuffed, I can still get the Moab Domination without having to put aside too much actually. But this does lead me to one issue, which you will see in the late game. However, I can still win and all stuff, that's not really a question, but I can't really play the late game as optimal as I would have liked to, because I won't ever have a break to get overclock due to being forced to get the Moab Domination so incredibly late. So Condor's doing wonders on these rounds. It's able to take all those BFBs, push them to the bottom side, so I'll be able to beat rounds like 81 and 82 just fine. And it looks like I'm going to be able to get this Moab Domination. I'm very close to being able to afford it. But unfortunately, round 84 has other plans for me, and I'm forced to spend. There really wasn't much that I could have done to be able to beat that without having to get more direct power, because the one elite defender was just kind of lacking damage on those rushes where I didn't have Psy as a clutch. So a little unfortunate there, but I guess we'll have to take it and then push even further for the Moab domination. But I am going to eventually be able to get it just about here-ish. I need 54,000 for it. Just got to beat round 87, and then I'll be able to do it. This round 87, though, was very, very tricky. I hate to say, it was kind of annoying. It usually, like, all mid games are going to be doomed to fail, but I had to pop open all of those perfectly, then beat everything. Then I finally was in the clear to be able to win on every other front. So I'll be able to get the Moab domination and then actually kind of have an easier time in the late game, but it will be a little bit scuffed. I definitely think that if I redid this late game, I would be able to get the overclock in time. I kind of just assumed that, oh, I should get these towers now, but if I realized that the money would be so tight and so close for round 95, I should have just skipped out on that primary training upgrade, or skipped out on the Berserker Brew, and kind of brute force some of those earlier rounds a little bit, which I definitely think I could have done, and then I could get overclock. Now, the reason why overclock is better than a whole bunch of these other towers that I have to get that might be similar in price is because of round 100. These don't really provide any help on round 100, and I will need some extra damage on round 100, which makes it so I have to spend a lot of money. I'll have to get somewhere shy of like $13,000, I think. What is it? It's a Moab Shredder and also a Sticky Bomb to be able to beat round 100. So yeah, round 99 actually had a cool solution where I put the Moab Domination on last to kill all of those ZMGs, and then I could scream everything, so I could just have Condor really take care of pretty much everything else. I just had to do a little bit of close targeting for what Condor missed, but Condor got all that stuff and made 98 super easy, which was cool to see. And then round 99 just took a little bit, but I was able to eventually get there. And sadly, without the overclock, if I had Sabo replace like Sabo and Moab Glue replaced for overclock, then I would have been able to beat this round 100 a lot cheaper. But unfortunately, I have to get all of this stuff up, and then I can just barely crack it open. But once it does crack open, everything is fine. All the insides are good. That's one nice thing about Psy. You can just insta kill all of those BFBs and stun the DDTs too if you have the stun up. So it was a pretty interesting game. Not the greatest. Mid game was definitely scuffed, but I still think the strategy can work out well. Maybe just not on this map.
Thanks for watching. If you want to help out the channel, you can check out these new videos, like and subscribe for more content, support the channel by becoming a member, and joining the Discord to chat with the community. Bye!